another wonderful WrestleRoni for me and for you. Coming at us today from APW land, a newcomer to the scene, causing a lot of waves and a little bit of controversy along the way. Kadillac Jackson, how we feeling, Bubby?
That's right, baby. The Cadillac Jackson's here on the WrestleRoni podcast, live and in color.
I can't believe it. I can't believe it. Live in the flesh, one of the hot newcomers to the area. What are you seeing so far, Cadillac? So far, how we feeling about things in West Virginia?
That's it, baby. Right now, the wrestling scene, things are really starting to pop off with this big merger, with all the rising and up and coming stars and talent. Plenty of competition, so to speak.
Yeah, the deck is stacked, to say the least, sir. So, yeah, man, you kind of had to hit the ground running. 1 week, I'm watching APW TV. You're doing referee. You're calling it right down the middle. The next week, you're out here in a fur jacket and a pimp hat. What was that all about? I have my theories, Cadillac. I think you were being a referee to kind of scout the competition. But tell me about your way into the business and the training and how things came to where they are now.
That's right, baby. Well, see, I've wrestled for quite a while and trained for quite a while, but Joe Brody said that if I wanted to wrestle for him in the APW, where I could tell there was a lot of potential and a lot of competition, but I knew that it was certainly one of the best ways going forward to get myself into the business. So he hit me up and said that he needed me to ref for him if I was ever going to wrestle. And I used that as an opportunity to see just how tough the people of APW were.
Mm-hmm. I dig it. So, in your refereeing time, you had a few months there as a referee. What was you seeing? Was there some guys you said, oh man, I would like to get in the ring with him, I wouldn't like to get in the ring with him? What was going through Cadillac's mind?
That's right. Well, as I was first getting to know everybody and, learning the rules and learning how to conduct business there in APW, one of my biggest influences there was the Cuban Assassin.
Hell yeah.
And when it came to, getting ahead and playing by his own rules, he was a huge influence.
And it shows. I've seen you pull some tactics, and hey, man, if you can get away with it, good on you. I even saw you on a Halloween show. Cadillac, I like you, but tagging with Lane Callie? Oh, my goodness. What was that experience like?
Well, Lane Callie needed a partner, and, the Cadillac, he's all about the money, and the money just happened to be right. I respect Lane, I do, but his days are numbered as that champion.
Oh, okay. Well, let's go down that road. So we're looking outside of APW. We're thinking maybe get a crack at that PWL championship, maybe go down to NICW, win some gold. It ain't just APW is what you're saying.
That's exactly what I'm saying, baby. I'm trying to shake up the game in all of West Virginia wrestling.
Okay. And I like it. I really do. One thing I would like to do, I want to shake things up. So besides winning championships, what can a Kadillac Jackson do to shake things up in the area?
Well, right now, baby, I got my sights set on the APW World Tag Team title scene.
Okay.
I just brought in my partner, Josh Vallon, a man I met in prison in New York several years back. And from what I can tell, he's the only man in wrestling that can match my particular flavor.
I like it. Okay. So, might be a tough dude, come with the prison background and all. I believe you guys call yourselves Gigolos Inc., right?
That's right, baby.
All right, Cadillac, I'm very curious, sir. Obviously, the name's there. So are we working and being a boss? Or are we being a boss and working when it comes to that sort of thing? Or is it just wherever the money's at?
Following the money, baby. But as far as you're concerned, Gigolo Inc., my job is to blow your mind in the ring, and your job is to talk about it. What Gigolo Inc. does outside of the ring is none of anybody's concern.
Well, I got I say, I'm curious. The audience is curious. Maybe we'll save that for a day down the road, but we'll try to keep things professional here. I see what you're saying. One thing that does concern me, Cadillac, you say you've got eyes on gold. You want to win the tag titles. NICW's got the heavyweight championship tournament going on. There's all kinds of tournaments and titles opportunities. But I'm watching APW TV, and I think you're getting a little bit distracted by the women in the crowd, Cadillac. Are you focused? Do you have time to play as well? What's the plan, man?
I'm not like these women who come to these wrestling events. They know their place. They know their role. The Cadillac's a very busy man.
Mm-hmm. Fair enough.
If they want to have some fun outside of the ring, they know where to find me.
All right. Well, you say you've been in the business for a few years. I've seen these sort of things go sideways, Cadillac. Even if it's after the show, even if it's 2 days after the show, this sort of thing can come back to haunt you. You are aware of that, right?
Listen, the Cadillac has never been more charged, more focused on getting the job done and dominating the scene, baby.
All right. Okay. What made Kadillac Jackson want to become a professional wrestler? What made you want to get in this business?
Well, baby, I grew up watching people strut their stuff to the ring like Ric Flair or, of course, Bobby Heenan, and Playboy Buddy Rose was always a big influence.
Nice.
I just knew that the Cadillac was always meant to be the star of the show. And wrestling just happened to be a particular outlet to match.
Now, is it a coincidence you go to the promotion that has television in numerous states and numerous time slots across the United States, or is that by design?
Oh, it was definitely a big drawing point. Why I wanted to work with American professional wrestling.
Okay, all right. Now, I've been in the scene here locally for past few years, and I'd never seen you until the past year or so. So, was you on the outside looking in? If so, what was you seeing? What did you like? What did you dislike? As far as the scene here, Virginia, West Virginia, that sort of thing.
Oh, baby, I grew up on the mean streets of Brooklyn, New York, and that's where I got my start. That's where I learned, how to fight.
I dig it. Okay. Take me to New York. Tell me, how'd you come across training professional wrestling in New York?
Well, it wasn't so much professional wrestling training as much as it was growing up on the streets and having to defend myself,
Okay.
It's hard out here for a hustler.
All right, Cadillac. So we're talking about your younger days in New York, and what can you tell me about the rough streets of New York? I don't know if it was New York City, New York State. What can you tell me about the mean streets up there?
Well, baby, growing up in the mean streets of Brooklyn, New York, it's either live fast or get pushed out of the way.
Fair enough.
If you ain't got enough horsepower to make it, you're just sitting beside the road, idling.
Okay. All right. So I can appreciate the hustling aspect. I know you got to hustle to survive. Where's the violence come into play, Cadillac?
Oh, baby, when you're as dirty and as cunning as the Cadillac, baby, people are gonna want to hurt you, baby.
Give me an example. What happened? Give me an example of something you did to piss somebody off, and they had to put hands on you.
Sometimes when the people don't want to pay the Cadillac's got to step in and show them what's up.
Okay, very interesting, Cadillac, because I know Joe Brody, a man of integrity, a very respected promoter in the area. This is indie wrestling, baby, pro wrestling even. It doesn't matter. Anywhere you go, you're going to run into some shady promoters. The door might be light. They might offer you a hot dog and a handshake. They might not have Cadillac's money. What do you do if this is a promotion that you might want to come back to that has some eyes on it, has some opportunities, but they're not paying Cadillac? What's Kadillac Jackson do in that scenario?
If Kadillac Jackson finds himself in an area and he doesn't see himself making any money, the Cadillac's going to find a way to make money, baby.
Okay, fair enough. All right.
You can bet on that.
Okay, I dig it. Speaking of making money, there's more than one way to make money in the pro wrestling business. Do we have any merch out? What's going on with that?
Actually, I've got some trading cards in the works.
Oh, really?
Mm.
I like that because I do have to scoop up the trading cards from the workers. So whenever I get up there, put me down for a trading card, sir.
And eventually, we're gonna get some T-shirts. We're gonna get some hats made.
Okay. What are you seeing in the crowd in West Virginia? Tell me about the West Virginia wrestling fans, specifically the APW fans.
The APW fans now they are intense. They one false move, one wrong mistake, they will let you know, baby. Luckily for the Cadillac, that doesn't happen very often.
But I tell you what, it looks like you've won a few of them over. I see them giving you flowers on TV. You're already getting your flowers. How about that?
Oh, you know the ladies in APW just love themselves some Cadillac.
That's what I'm seeing. That's what I'm seeing. That's got to be a certain type of motivator, right?
Oh yeah, oh yeah. That's why we do it, baby. That's why we do it.
Okay, I dig it. So you're going after the tag titles. I can appreciate that. But let's not get it twisted. You're a singles competitor, too. Who do you see in APW that you think might be a threat to Cadillac Jackson?
There's this young up and comer. We've actually got a match this Thursday. His name is Kate Koval.
Mm.
Real tough,
Mm-hmm.
but what I'm seeing a lot in him is he's not used to playing with somebody with all the tools and toys up their arsenal as someone like Cadillac.
So, so you're straight up saying you're going to cheat to beat him.
Listen, that's not let's
That's
not get it twisted. That's not exactly what I'm saying. What I'm saying is Kate Koval's been trained to wrestle a certain way, and he doesn't know how to compensate when other people don't wrestle that type of way.
okay. Okay. Good rebuttal. Good retort. I can dig it. So you got Kate Koval. And we were just talking earlier, man. There's going to be a lot of new talent coming through with this new merger with NICW. I think it's really exciting. I say it all the time on the podcast. Where right now we are living history. You
That's
come
right, baby.
you come from the outside in. Have you seen these little beefs between promotions and little squabbles from where you come from?
Oh yeah, that's naturally. People are competitive. These promotions are competitive.
So it's a pretty big deal. All these promotions coming together. I think
Oh, absolutely. This is unheard of, really.
it certainly is.
In years. This goes back to the 80s and 90s and the territory days.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't seen anything like this in the area, maybe ever. Honestly, as far as West Virginia goes, this is a kind of first time thing. So you're right there at the forefront, man. I'm excited for all of you. So,
That's right. Business is booming.
oh, for sure. I guarantee it, business is booming, and I couldn't be happier for you guys. Who you seeing in APW that you don't really care for that you could do without?
You know, I respect Bobby Yella and all of his accomplishments in the pro wrestling world. Everybody seems to love him in the locker room, but I think it's a facade.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't think he's all about it.
Let's go down that rabbit hole. Give me your logic on this. I love Yella, as everybody else. So prove me wrong. Tell me what's going on.
You know, Yellow Man, he comes in here with his hair all poofed up and his the chip on his shoulder. Like, I just don't see it, man.
You don't get it.
No.
Okay. Who do you see? You do get it. Maybe somebody the fans might be booing, and you can't understand why the fans are booing this man when you see value right before your eyes.
You know, one person that comes to mind when you say that is Jeff Paul.
Okay.
I think the guy's a hell of a talent. Like, anybody who gets in the ring with him, they better be coming prepared because it's going to be one hell of a fight.
There's no denying Jeff's talent. Believe me.
But I just don't. I don't think the fans seem to get it.
What do you think? I mean, he does come out there. He makes them be quiet when he takes his shirt off. He's always talking some trash. So you kind of got to see it from their perspective, right?
I mean, he shows up, he wrestles his matches, he wrestles his heart out, and the fans just can't seem to respect him for some reason.
Oh, fair enough. All right. Well, you're in APW. I'm sure you're keeping an eye on the scene, see what else is going on around the area. If you could think of anybody outside of APW and that NICW framework, who would you like to get your hands on that might not be necessarily on the roster right now?
Hmm. You know, if when it comes to names, if there was one man that I could wrestle who's still competing to this day in this business, it would be one of the greatest performers to ever do it, probably Randy Orton.
Oh, okay. We're shooting high. Oh,
But if we're thinking smaller scale, you know, people that haven't really had the opportunity to make it quite as big as Mr. Orton.
mm-hmm.
Um, I can see me wrestling someone like there's a tag team from out in Top Notch Wrestling Alliance. They're called the Alpha Bros,
Okay.
and I've always found uh, their matches are really entertaining.
I dig it. Shout out Alpha Bros. Okay.
Mhm.
All right. You mentioned Randy Orton. That got me thinking Cadillac. Um, some folks say you have an ego on you, and I think it's kind of shown through in this podcast. I might be hard pressed to agree with them. At the same time, Cadillac, I'm the first man to say ego is necessary to an extent, of course, in pro wrestling. It's independent wrestling for a reason. You got to believe in yourself. You got to look out for yourself. So tell me, do you think the folks are wrong saying you have an ego? Do you think they're right? You do have an ego? What is it?
Baby, I got an ego you couldn't fit in your garage, Daddy.
Okay, you
Ego's
admit it.
got me this far, and Ego's gonna shoot me over the moon.
I dig it. I'm about it. Okay. Well, I tell you what. How about we do some fan questions then? You down for that?
Let's go.
All right, we got a couple here. Zion Quintrell writes in. I hope I pronounced that right, but Zion Quintrell. And this is a good question. Is pimping easy? That's what it says, man. Now, I heard it ain't, but you tell me.
Now, pimping, I wouldn't know nothing about pimping. You see, Cadillac Jackson is what we call a player in the management profession. Now, I know I make it look easy, but trust me, you have to be born with a natural skill set, and baby, you just got to know how to hustle.
All right, quite the breakthrough here, Cadillac. So, to clarify, Cadillac Jackson is not a pimp.
That's correct.
Well, see how people assume. I,
That's
I
right, baby.
okay, I dig it. All right. Co-host of the show, Marcus Twist, writes in. Even though he couldn't be on here tonight, he's still doing his part. We appreciate you, Marcus Twist. We got a few questions for you. First one: does he plan to pop up anywhere else?
Oh, baby, I see in a year from now, you won't be able to leave your house without hearing the name Cadillac Jackson.
I love it. Okay. Well, that kind of segues into his next question. What plans do you have for the future? Are we talking tag team or singles ventures?
Oh, right now, definitely tag team. Meet the Gigolo Inc. We're going far, baby.
Okay. Uh, tell me about, a little bit more about your tag partner. Folks aren't familiar. He's not here on the show. Tell us what you can about Gigolos Inc. and your tag team partner.
My tag team partner, Josh Vallon, he's taught me a lot, especially when it comes to hustling and wrestling in general.
Who?
He's
Go ahead.
also one of the smoothest operators in the game, and he just so happens to be one of the sexiest men in the wrestling game.
I agree 110%. And I am a very heterosexual man, but I can, I see it when it's there in front of me. There's no denying it. So I can't take it away from the man. You talk about he helped you learn to wrestle. Who's some others that taught you this art of professional wrestling?
Well, as far as wrestling, Bam Bam Lance Erickson taught me a lot
Okay.
about technicality and Bam Bam Lance Erickson as far as pure destruction in the ring.
And that's a
But
tough, wild man. What can you tell me about training under Bam Bam?
oh yeah, his training course can be very vigorous, but uh, obviously the results speak for themselves.
Very true. Okay. Yeah, I can. I can only imagine. Like I say, I've seen his work. I've recorded his matches. That's a tough dude. Any
Oh yeah.
times in training where you screw up and he just slapped you silly, or I'm just curious.
No, he never slapped me, but he was a very demanding trainer.
Good.
But his old school style of wrestling is unmatched, though.
Oh, 110%. 110%. Is there anybody else that deserves due credit for training Cadillac?
As far as just learning the ins and outs of the business, Joe Brody has been a phenomenal teacher.
For sure. Heck, just the month or so I've known him, I've learned a lot from him. Stuff that I never learned. Those old school, traditional ideals that I wish I would have known sooner. So I can definitely appreciate where you're coming from.
Hmm.
Heck yeah, Cadillac. Well, I think we're cooking here. I think we're rocking and rolling, man. Again, we got this Thursday coming up. Big show at the Sportatorium. Run me through that match. What's the plan?
Oh, my match with Kate Koval.
Mm-hmm.
Look, last week, him and my partner had a match, and I couldn't like he was brutally attacking my partner, and the ref wasn't calling it, so I had to get involved.
Oh.
And this week, he thinks he's gonna outrun the Cadillac.
And
I'm going to expose his weakness like a nerve.
okay. I dig it. And you heard it, folks. Get down Thursday night. $10 gets you in the door. If you're a kid, only $5. You can't beat it. You really can't beat it. Besides yourself, why should folks come down check out some APW wrestling?
Oh, if you're a fan of professional wrestling, classic wrestling, any kind of wrestling at all, there's something that anybody can love at American Pro Wrestling.
There is quite the variety. Quite the
Oh
variety.
yeah.
I dig it. But like I say, besides yourself, let's we talk about the variety. What's some of your favorite things going on in APW not involving Cadillac?
Well, the right now the world title division is on fire. What with all these tournaments and everybody's all this top tier talent at each other's throats at an opportunity for any of the titles going on right now because there's five promotions underneath the NICW banner.
Mm-hmm. And they just added boogies. I believe, yeah, quite a few promotions nowadays, and new ones
Oh
being
yeah,
added all
things
the
are
time.
happening. Everybody clawing and scratching for a title opportunity right now.
Well, Cadillac, I tell you what, I think you're a hell of a worker, and I think you deserve some gold. So, if I may throw out a suggestion, I know my place, but if I may, uh, that Lane Cali, that PWL World Heavyweight Championship, that's a prestigious title in this area. No one would blame you if you attacked him in the back, if you bloodied him, hell, even if you drugged him and got him in the ring somehow. Whatever it takes, if you can get that PWL title, I'll just throw that out there. That would definitely put some more respect on your name.
Now listen here, I don't see anything like that happening unless the money's right.
How much? I but
More than you could afford, I assure you.
I don't know, man. The YouTube check's coming in soon. We'll talk about that off air. I've got your cash app. We'll be in talks because yeah. And at the same time, somebody needs to humble that kid. So look at it this way. Not only would you win gold, you're doing the business a favor by humbling this kid, teaching him some respect. So you gotta look out for the greater good. You know what I mean?
Oh, don't worry, baby. My opportunity's coming.
Oh, no doubt, no doubt. Okay, let's say you and your partner, you win those APW Tag Team titles. Gigolos Inc. are brand new APW Tag Team champions. How's Cadillac Jackson celebrate a win like that?
Oh, baby, I don't know. I don't know just how much I'm allowed to talk about on this podcast, but
It's wide open. Now you got management to deal with at APW, but as far as I'm concerned, it's wide open.
yeah, let's not incriminate ourselves on the podcast.
Smart man, smart man, because many have. So touche. Hell yeah, I appreciate you coming on here, Cadillac. I won't take a whole lot more of your time, my man. Is there anything else you want to put out there in the ether? Anything you need to get off your chest or anything?
Uh, as of right now, I'm a current member of the Moment of Truth, and we just reached enough members, and we've just reached out to Guinness about getting our name in as the largest professional wrestling faction ever.
Really? Tell me more about that. How many members y'all got?
I think there's 63 now, and we just beat out more than Bullet Club.
Damn, bigger than Bullet Club.
It spans 5 different continents. I'm not sure how many countries. I think at least 7.
I'll be damned. How did you become a member of this faction?
I through a contact of mine. It's our main goal as the faction is to win titles,
Mm-hmm.
but we're reshaping the world of professional wrestling.
I'll be damned. I like it. I see. Learning. That's why we do this. How we learn, Cadillac. I dig it, man. All right. Well, hey, man, I do wish you the best in everything coming up, Cadillac. I think, like I say, you hit the ground running. You're making waves. You have folks' attention. So props to you on that. Anything the Roni can do to help you in these future ventures, you have my contact information. You're always welcome to reach out. Any last message for the fans before I let you go?
So stay tuned, baby. The best is way yet to come.
I love it. Hell yeah. Cadillac, I will ask you politely, sir, to hang on the line with me. To the listeners, get on down to APW at the Sportatorium and the Bradley Fire Department, Mount Hope, Beckley, whatever town you want to call it. Put it in your GPS. You'll find it. I don't want to hear no damn excuses. It's every Thursday night. Get down there, see some old school professional wrestling. They're honoring the tradition while making the stars of tomorrow. I think you're looking at one of them on your screen right now. In the meantime, go out there and live your dreams. Treat each other with kindness and respect, but don't take no shit from nobody. We got another one coming down the pike. All kinds of great content coming this week. Stay tuned. Spooky loves you. We're out of here.